George Washington was not born into a life of power, but into the challenges of colonial Virginia, where the young man learned discipline, patience, and the value of hard work. From his earliest days, he understood that the world was filled with uncertainty, yet he also believed that courage and honor could shape destiny. When the colonies began to grow restless under British control, he found himself standing at the center of history. The Continental Congress looked for a leader who could unite men from 13 very different colonies, and they saw in Washington a calm, determined figure who could rise above division. He was given command of the Continental Army in 1775, though the army was poorly supplied and barely trained. Washington faced incredible challenges. His soldiers had little food, clothing, or weapons, and many doubted whether a band of farmers and merchants could stand against the mighty British Army. Yet Washington inspired them not with fiery speeches, but with his example. He endured the same hunger, slept in the same cold, and shared the same risks as his men. At Valley Forge, the winter was merciless. Many soldiers froze, others deserted, but Washington remained steady, riding among his men with words of encouragement, showing them that survival and eventual victory were possible. He was not a flawless commander. He lost battles and made mistakes, but what set him apart was his ability to keep the army together when defeat seemed certain. Each time the British thought the rebellion was broken, Washington found a way to rally his men and strike back. One of the boldest moments came when he crossed the icy Delaware River on Christmas night in 1776, leading a surprise attack on the Hessian troops in Trenton. That victory, though small, lifted the spirits of the entire nation and proved that freedom was worth fighting for. Over years of struggle, Washington's leadership turned ragged militias into a fighting force that eventually forced the British to surrender at Yorktown in 1781. The war ended not only with victory, but with Washington earning the trust and admiration of his people. When offered the chance to become a king like rulers of Europe, he refused, saying that America must be a republic of laws, not crowns. This humility made him even greater in the eyes of the nation. Washington later became the first president of the United States, but his true legend began on the battlefields of the Revolution, where he showed that determination, sacrifice, and faith could achieve what seemed impossible. His story is not only about war, but about the birth of a new nation guided by a man who believed in liberty and unity, even when the world stood against him.